Señoras y señores, estamos en el especial de Avengers Infinity War. How are you guys?
Very good.
Hey, good.
Very good.
If he gets all the Infinity Stones, he can do it with the snap of his fingers.
Ahorita que no nos entiende Chris Pratt, dime, ¿sí es tan buena onda como dice
Sumamente,
que es?
sumamente buena onda, pero no le vamos a decir.
No le vamos a decir, ¿no? Hello, how are you, Chris?
I mean, I feel like I heard Chris Pratt in there.
No, you didn't. I know.
No?
There was a Chris there. We were talking about Chris Pine. Was it Pine?
Yeah.
Service is in. That's all they don't leave news.
Is that true that
Yes.
you didn't show the picture to the...
No, they don't. They have no idea what's going on. It was very important to us to protect the secrets of the movie. A lot of people have 10 years of their lives invested in these characters, and this is the big finish, and nobody wants the ending spoiled, so...
End is near. Dread it. Run from.
How was the interaction? Because Star-Lord has this big ego. And you have interactions with another characters that have a big ego, like Tony Stark or Thor.
Yeah.
How was that kind of scenes?
I'm hopefully really funny and good. I think it really worked. It was a good combination. There was good chemistry there. I had a lot of fun shooting them for sure. And some of the stuff that I've seen cut together is really works.
So let me do the plan, and that way it might be really good.
Wow.
I think one of the benefits you have in a film like this is you know these characters coming into it. And so it's really unprecedented. You've never really seen these types of personalities come together in a film where you're not introducing anybody. Audiences already know them all.
Yeah.
And so you can put someone like Star-Lord next to someone like Thor, and there's going to be some baked-in expectations without us having to say a word. So it's really set up to create some really great action, and great storytelling, and a lot of funny.
Should we bow?
Yeah, he's a king. What are you doing?
What was the big challenge for this movie that you enjoy the most?
Well, it was dealing with this number of characters. There are so many great characters played by great actors that have such a great relationship with audiences. To be able to use all of them to tell a story was an incredible opportunity for us, and I think that's one of the great pleasures of the movie for audiences as well.
Your life have changed since you are part of this universe.
When I signed on 10 years ago,
You
crazy
were
to
already
say.
a movie star.
No, but I'm saying it was, when I said yes to it, I knew it was 6. They said it was like 6 movies.
Right.
Wow.
And when you think of the math, you're like, that could be 10 to 12 years.
Right.
That's an awesome thing
Right.
to kind of commit to at that moment. And it was a big decision for me,
Right.
but I'm glad I did, obviously, and being able to come back to it is very interesting. And then now come back to it with different characters that we get to interact with, and just seeing how the world expands has
grown,
been
yeah.
really amazing.
It's really changed. I mean, it's really changed.
Why?
You don't have to say yes to certain jobs
Exactly.
that maybe
You
you would
might
have said
otherwise.
you maybe you would have had to for other reasons of like making a living. You know that you have a job coming up, and you got to be more creative with the other jobs you take, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but don't fight for one life.
It changed my life. Like, it literally changed the direction of my life.
Why?
Because, I left professional wrestling to pursue acting, and I had barely worked for 3 years. I mean, literally, I lost all my money. I didn't know what to do. I had a hard time. Didn't have an agent. I couldn't get people to let me in to audition.
Take you seriously.
Yeah, not at all. They just had labeled me from wrestling, and I was just that big meathead hitting people with chairs, from wrestling. And I literally couldn't get auditions. And when I finally landed this role, and even it was after the film came out, the people saw it and saw the performance, and I was actually, could carry a scene and do a little acting, and it just started. The floodgates open, man. I've been a working actor since the Guardians one came out, and almost to the point where I can't even handle my schedule now. So it just changed the direction of my life.
The Black Panther phenomenon was amazing, right?
Oh man, yeah, it's been amazing. I haven't been deep in the game like these guys, but so far
a little bit of changes. People don't want to shake my hands anymore. We do the hashtag blessed Wakanda forever. hashtag blessed Wakanda forever. So that's different, and getting stopped a little bit more in Nando's, you know, my favorite spot back home.
Yeah, of course it changed a lot, and like Dave, you know, it gave me much more opportunities for sure, and more curiosity about, you know, who I am, and, you know, maybe being in other movies and all that. So yeah, for sure.
We fight for all of them.
One of the big characters in this movie, I think, it's Thanos, and Marvel has a lot of good things, but the villains, I love Hela and Loki, but the other villains are very weak, and this time I think it's going to be one of the biggest...
It's all changing.
Why?
Why? Because this will be the grand villain that everybody will enjoy for many, many different reasons. I know that there's been talk about villains not living up to the expectations of the people or whatever, and this may be different. I think that they focused a lot on Thanos in this Avengers.
Yeah.
Avengers 3, Infinity War 1, and I think people will be pleased by it, who have been maybe sorely disappointed in the past.
Yeah, he's pretty impressive villain. He's very intense, and you know, the heroes are only as good as the villain. And I think Thanos in particular is going to be up there for audiences.
When I'm done, half of humanity will still exist.
Sometimes the villains are kind of dummies, so stupid, and this one, it's a bad boy, right?
Yeah, he's a genius. He's got a genius level intelligence. He's very smart. He's very calculating. He's very patient. He's strong-willed, and he's an unbelievable physical specimen. So he's a very difficult villain to beat.
You remember the first time that you put the suit and you put all the characterization? How did you felt in that time?
Oh, I felt horrible. Me too. Oh, I was exhausted. My first makeup process was 6 hours.
Whoa.
And it was 6 hours of standing, and it was just a nightmare. You know, it's weird though, because so the first film, it was typically 4 to 6 hours to put on my makeup, and I don't ever remember it being like that terribly bad. I remember being uncomfortable, but never. I don't look back on it and think, God, that was awful. I was just really like happy to have that job. I was so happy to have that job, and I was literally in a little box, like freezing in London, just going through this makeup process. But yeah, it was the second one when I started getting more bitchy.
No, because it's hard for you to put the makeup on and to take it off too.
It's very hard.
And people don't think about
just
that, but it's
uncomfortable.
really takes time, right?
When you read all the theories, all the rumors, what do you think when you hear all that the things that are going into the web?
I mean, look, I think it's great because we love these stories too, and these characters have been living in people's imaginations now for many years, for many films. So the idea that people are using their own imagination to think about where they can go or what can happen is exciting and fun for us.
If you could be a superhero in real life, which battle would you fight?
If there's an empathy battle to fight, you know, if there's an understanding battle to fight, that's what it would be, I think, because that's what we need probably right now.
So more peace.
We have what Thanos wants, so that's what we use.
If you could have all the Infinity Stones together in the real life, which wish would you like to take? Ooh.
I think I would time stone.
You'd go time?
Why?
Where would you go?
Because I would have the ability to go back in time and maybe relive moments that are worth living, you know, for a second time. Maybe see people that are worth seeing that you haven't seen in a very long time. I would also learn from the past, and then I get to go to the future, because part of the reasons why I love science fiction is because it gives me an idea of what life is going to be 100 years from now when I'm no longer here. You know, and that curiosity is captivating.
Destroy them.
Oh, that's so good of you.
That's what
The
you do.
stones
You
or
destroy
the
them.
wall?
Wouldn't
You
you
destroy
wanna
the
turn
stones.
back
Wow.
time?
You destroy the stones.
What would I wish for?
Yes.
What would be a stone that could actually make a wish that I'm interested in come true?
Yes, sir.
The communal stone? How about that?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
And what would you do with that?
You bring everybody together as one big happy family.
Let it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives.
Soul Stone.
Ooh.
Why?
I'm just a strong believer in the human soul. I believe we all have one, and I believe it's part of a much larger soul that is like a universal soul, and we're each just a tiny little thimbleful of that ocean water, and I would love to just experience what it feels like to feel all of that, to be completely connected to all of that.
There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people.
If you could go to the past and you have the opportunity to choose another character for play, which one would you choose?
Yeah, I don't know if I would change it. I kind of think I think we kind of got the best ones.
We did.
Maybe Rocket or Groot, because then we could just show up for a day or two and do a voice. That'd be fun.
Pretty much.
But then
yes.
we'd miss out on work. Actually, I don't think I would change. I wouldn't change it. I would actually steal the stone to make sure no one else could go back in time and take over Quill. Oh my God! I just became a supervillain.
Secret antagonist.
Now you're Thanos. Congratulations.
In time, you will know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same.
You know, all these different characters and all these Avengers characters are all really interesting, and all the actors have made it come to life and all that. But I kind of love the guy that I'm playing. I do. I have a real sensitivity to the guy that I'm playing. So if I went into the past, I'm kind of glad that I wasn't involved until now, because they've had 10 years of growth and all this in order to have 22 Avengers against this character, which I think is really fun.
The entire time I knew him, he only ever had one goal.
Hey,
I'll
Maggie.
be Falcon.
Falcon.
I'll be Falcon.
I'll be Falcon.
Anthony Mack in the house.
I love you.
So,
I might not
Anthony Mack
see
is
you
in
all
the
day.
house.
Are you not gonna?
Anthony Mack
This
is
is my
your
favorite room.
interview.
Why am I not in this room?
Tessa Thompson, Valkyrie.
Oh yeah,
I love
that's a
that.
good choice.
I just think it'd be fun to play a drunk superhero.
I'd like to do some Scarlet Witch stuff. Yes, and boom and all of that.
I always say Spider-Man because that was my favorite character growing up.
Did you put the suit?
I had Spider-Man pajamas when I was a kid.
I think because, we have Joe and I have directed 2 Captain America movies, Winter Soldier and Civil War, and so those movies were so specific to that character and his point of view. I just feel very close. I identify very closely with that character, so I would pick that.
I think I want to be Spider-Man for the day.
Oh.
He looks like he's having a good time being a kid and
Swinging.
getting called on missions and being around New York. I love New York, so yeah.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I hope they remember you.
We're going to watch a lot of fights, but also love. Are we going to watch
At
little
Nando's.
baby superheroes of Vision and Scarlet Witch?
Wow, good point.
You know
Well,
what? If everyone wants to start blogging that they want that to happen, and if fans
We're in.
wanted to do it, we'll do it.
We'll make that movie.
That's in the movie. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh! Oh!
Oh, I didn't hear what he said. I didn't
I didn't even hear what he said.
He does
He
not.
tricked you.
He does die. No, I literally couldn't hear what you said. No.